Moviegoers are enchanted with Encanto, especially for 2-year-old Kenzo Brooks, who sat down for family movie night and saw Antonio. Notice the resemblance?
I truly believe that he thought it was him. Just his reaction. He kept staring at the screen, then looking back at us and just smiling.
Kenzo's family sharing the image on social media with the hashtag Representation Matters. The photo going viral.
For me, it did make me feel a little bit emotional just to think that my son was able to see this and have this experience, and just for so many other Black boys and girls to be able to have that same experience.
What does it mean to you to know that Kenzo gets to grow up seeing people and images who look like him in movies and on television?
It means the world to me. Again, I didn't have the same experience growing up. I do believe that there is power in representation, and it does empower young Black children.
We in here, yeah, we in here, 'cause we been here. We in here, yeah, we in here, 'cause we been here. We in here, yeah, we in here, 'cause we been here. Get rid of us now. We in here, yeah, we in here, 'cause we been here. Get rid of us now. We in here, yeah, we in here, 'cause we been here. Get rid of us now. And you know that we won't ever go for you, because we've been here for life. That's it.
Happy Monday and welcome back to the party. We are Black versus the Board of Education. My name is Miss Laureen and I will be the host as usual. But before we get started talking, let's go around and get some introductions. Miss Jada, we're going to start with you.
Hey guys, it's Jada back here again. I am a homeschooled junior in the Elk Grove area and it's so glad to be back.
Perfect. Miss Melissa.
Hi everyone, my name is Melissa and I'm a 15-year-old sophomore in the Southern California area and really excited about this episode.
Miss Dee.
Hey everyone, my name's Didi and I'm a junior in the Sacramento area.
Welcome back, Samuel.
Hello, my name is Samuel. I'm 11. I'm in 5th grade. I'm homeschooled. I like cookies. That's it.
Okay. Miss Anaya.
Hi everyone, my name is Anaya and I'm currently a junior in high school.
Perfect. So the teams are here, all here, the crew's all here. Shout out to M16 and the Full Moon Wolves for our intro song. We in here and we ain't going nowhere. You should have kept us out of here. Anyway, Samuel, I have to tell you, I went to a press conference last week and there's someone who watches us on Facebook every week and she said, Sam is my favorite. So I just had to tell you that because I had never met the lady before, but as soon as I got there, she wanted to make sure that I let you know that you are her favorite. She loves listening to you. So I just, it matters. It matters that y'all have voices. It matters what you say and how you impact people. And I just wanted to share that with you because I was just tickled because everybody talks about Sam. I don't know if y'all know that. Everybody talks about Sam and he was like, what are you talking about? So Sam, you making an impression. So Jada, this was your clip. The opening clip was yours. And so this week we are talking about When I See Me, representation, how that matters, the impact that it has on us as also fellow community members. So why don't you talk to us about why you saw that and it just had an impression or made an impression on you?
Personally, I really love the movie, and what I first noticed about the movie was the different colors that you would see. Like it wasn't like, basic media where there's all these Caucasian children, there's all these just one race really. And I liked how it kind of expanded and you saw like dark people and you saw light people. It wasn't just this one color, this one unified color. And I love that about the movie. But I saw this clip when I was going through YouTube because I thought it was so cool to see like a little kid like literally seeing himself in media today. And like the mom had said she didn't really get a lot of that growing up. And like that's why I think it's so important that we have impact on younger children now so they can grow up with that stuff. Because, you can still be impacted when you see it as an older person, but when you really get it from like the roots, that really affects how you grow up.
Melissa, do you agree?
I do, and I also really liked the movie, and I agree with Jada. I liked the diversity. I liked how, she said there were dark-skinned people, there were light-skinned people. I also liked that it didn't make everybody skinny. Some of them had curves. Like there wasn't just a blueprint and they copy and pasted it all throughout the movie. And I definitely agree that representation is important for that little boy and for everyone who saw themselves in that movie and who can continue to see themselves in future media.
Miss Anaya, did you see the movie?
Yes, I loved the movie and I loved his reaction because his mom was basically saying, like, that's me on TV. And he would look at the screen, look back at his parents. I thought that was like so cute. And it matters, especially at a young age. He's going to feel loved. And I bet you he does feel loved now because he's like, that's me on the screen. That's me.
And he can watch himself over and over again. Miss Adia, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. I have to admit, I've been meaning to watch the movie. Like, you guys don't even understand. I've tried to watch it 3 times, but then whenever I get time to watch it, I literally fall asleep at like the same part. So please do not spoil it. But getting into the clip, I really love the clip. And I also just like the movie in general because I feel like there's not a lot of Afro-Latinos when you have like movies centered probably around like somewhere in like Latin America, right? And I just thought that was really important because I think we don't see that a lot, but it also makes that community feel seen, which I thought was really important as we see with the little boy.
And as I'm watching the clip, I was looking at you, Sam, because there were some similar, the hair out here, you be up in here, picking your hair during the episodes, being all authentically you. So when you see it, what did you think?
I thought like he looks like a younger me. Like when I was like a baby, I had big hair. I was lighter than him, but similarities. We're still black. Like, come on now. I saw like me and him, and that's what that little boy sees. He sees himself in that character, Antonio, and it's very important for representation because it feels like you've been seen and you're actually cared about in the retrospect of the world and not just ignored and excused.
Yeah, and the bigger thing that I saw, that kind of like was reflective of my family, right? All of our families are different tones, different shades, different weights, different sizes. And so for me, that just showed the makeup of a real true family. Everybody's not the same. No, everybody doesn't have the same shade or color. And so I was just like, I liked and you saw a little bit of the movie, but I liked the sister with all the muscles because that is not something that we see a lot, right? The first time I see a little black Afro-Latino boy and he has all this curly hair and it was just so cute. It was just so cute. And so representation absolutely matters. And I was just tickled at the whole thing because what I know, that baby does not see an Afro-Latino. He sees a black boy like him, right? And so I just thought that was super, super cute. Let's see. Sam, you have some stuff that you want to share. So just so everybody knows, we are talking about how representation matters. And Sam decided to be the captain of his own ship and he brought his own stuff. So Sam is going to share his screen and he has some things he wants to put out front so we can discuss. You ready?
Okay, yeah, I got it. I'm doing it right now. Okay. Tab. Go.
Okay.
Because he gave voice to the voiceless. Born just 5 years after the end of the Civil War, Robert Sengstack Abbott founded a weekly newspaper, the Chicago Defender, one of the most important Black newspapers in history, in 1905. The success of the Chicago Defender made Abbott one of the nation's most prominent post-slavery Black millionaire and paved the way for prominent Black publishers such as Earl G. Graves, John J. Johnson, and Edward Lewis.
That's what I wanted to show.
That's what you wanted to show. And just so for the audio, I had to mute your own mic so that we could hear the audio because it sounded like it was playing.
It was? Oh, man.
That's okay. That's all right. So talk to us about why you wanted to show that.
Because it just shows that Black people have been engraved in every single facet of media and work and hard labor, and everything engraved is to the root is to black people. It's all credit. It's most credit to black people. You look at most music that's popular today, created by black people. The foundation of the economy, created by the backs of black people. You see the spreading of information and news in news outlets like him, Robert Abbott, created by a black man. So it just shows that this country is deeply enrooted with black influence, even if you don't want to acknowledge it.
Yeah. And it looked like Jada had her hand up. So did you have your hand up, Jada?
I did have my hand up because it wasn't anything, drifting off the topic that Sam is on, but I had just like noticed something. So he was talking, like, I remember last episode we were talking about us being the black men, us being the foundation of everything. And I don't know, he just kind of like sparked, I don't know if I want to talk about it because it's just like this short little thing. We were talking about how Elvis got most of his stuff off of the backs of black people. And I think I was on YouTube one day and I saw that they were making a movie about him. And I was just thinking, like, we just got finished talking about him and how his whole career is based off of his whole music career is based off of black people. What story he got to tell? I'm just like, what he got to tell? Like, what?
I saw that too, and I was like, well, I know they're not really going to talk about him taking the music and taking all the lyrics and stuff from black people. So I was like, so what is this movie really going to be about? I saw the trailer and stuff too on YouTube.
Elvis is the American blues sweetheart. He's the creator of blues. No, you aren't. No, you aren't. You're not a pioneer.
Roll, right? The king of rock and roll, right?
Or whatever.
Allegedly.
He didn't do either. Like.
So let's go back to what you were talking about. So I have a question to you guys. Why is it? Because there were probably other newspapers at the time, right? That got stories out or that got information out. Why is it important that we tell our own stories, Samuel?
Because it shows a actual first person view of it. Because you have these white newspapers being like, Negro got lynched because he raped a white girl. Well, he didn't really do it. He was alleged to do it, and they overreacted and made up a lynch mob and basically killed this innocent man for no reason. Mm-hmm. It shows deeply engraved context other than just loudly outbursting something that's very media driven and not true.
Mm-hmm. Jada, your hands up.
And I think that it's important that you hear it from first person's perspective, because then it gives the idea of critical race theory, and they like to reform history to make it seem like white is good and black is like, oh, they did some great things, but only when it came to slavery and getting through hard times. That's what I think personally.
Anaya, why is it important that we tell our own stories?
I think it's important so one, it's not forgotten, and then two, you're giving credit where credit is due. Mm-hmm. And it makes me happy about hearing successful black people or black people who are the first to do things. I just think it's important. Also, going back to representation, it's we did that, so.
Mm-hmm. Didi.
Yeah, I was also just going to add, it allows us to show our stories in the way that they should be portrayed in a sense of truth. Because I feel like a lot of times when you give, basically the voice of, black stories to, these white media outlets or non-black media outlets, whatever it may be, you're not authentically telling the story. You're not, you know what I mean? You're not getting the perspective of black people, like how we were saying. So I think it's really important if we want to, tell the story of truth and actuality and stuff like that, for us to tell our own stories at the end of the day.
Did I miss anybody? Melissa?
Yeah, I agree. I think I agree with everyone. We need to be that primary source. We need to tell our own stories so the people who are like us, who are not hearing our own stories, can also be empowered to continue to do these great things.
Gotcha. And, and not only is it important that we tell our own stories, we provide a certain level of context. We speak in a different way so that whatever we're talking about is easily digestible for the people that the story is written for. And I think that we have a way of we always hear it one-sided from the media's perspective, but if we have our own media outlets and they too are putting some context into it, it's very it becomes something that's kind of alive. The story is alive in a sense. And shout out to Mr. Burgess in the chat. We're gonna invite him on too soon because he has an interesting story that I think we should hear. And so Sam, you have one more piece of media before we move on. Let's get to that and then let's talk about it.
So I was gonna talk about this movie that came out, I think 5 years ago, called Hidden Figures, and it was about these 3 Black women that basically were key stone pieces in the race to the moon and the moon landing of 1969. Basically, everybody doubted them because they're women and they were Black. So everybody doubted them. They weren't believers. They were like, "Oh, sit down, stay in your place, Blackie." I bet you they were saying that in real life. I bet you.
Oh, so you just adding words. Come on.
Yes. Historical accuracy is what we're about.
So, ladies, did you guys happen to see the Hidden Figures? Is that one of the movies we premiered? I can't remember if we sponsored.
It was one of the movies we premiered.
I didn't even know
before
that.
COVID shut everything down. Yeah, I liked the movie. I didn't know if I hadn't seen the movie, I would have never known that they existed. I was like, who are we telling the story of? Oh, they were the ones who were behind the scenes of this. Oh, that's cool. Why weren't they told in the history books? Okay.
You know why they weren't told in the history books? Because then they'd have to retell their whole fabric of their story. They said they did it by themselves. They're the conquerors. They're the ones that are smartest, and it's just the rest of us. Y'all was just there. I mean, I don't know what y'all was doing, but I guess y'all was somewhere. Never an integral part, and so that's what's so important. Why we should tell our own stories. So Melissa, we're gonna move to your media. Here's a short clip of it. Let's check it out.
I want people to look at this brand and be inspired, be encouraged, create their own brand or do something unique. Coming soon, February 2nd, 2022.
All right. That's your clip. What we talking about, sis?
Okay, so we're talking about Marsai Martin, and I wanted to highlight her and her new brand because she's close to our age, and I feel like the representation, not only Black but also young, lets us be seen and it lets us believe in ourselves. And I also wanted to highlight her because she wanted to be different when she came out with this line in her post introducing the product. Their press-on reusable nails, she says everybody was coming out with makeup lines, and I feel like that's really true. And so she came out with a new kind of line so she could differentiate herself and stand out. And I feel like especially as Black people, as Black women, as Black people just growing up, we have to stand out because people can and they will overlook our Black excellence. So that's why I wanted to highlight her.
Now you said Black women. Now, is she 18 yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, so she's a Black girl. So we want to make sure that we get that context right. This is a Black girl who is doing amazing things. And tell me, do you guys know much about her line? Because this is the first I'm hearing about it. So is it a makeup line? Is it a clothing line? Is it jewelry? What are we talking about?
It's press-on nails.
Oh, it's press-on. Girl, that's what that commercial was about, some press-on nails? I thought it was about a business suit. Okay, so some press-on nails. All right, that's what's up. I love press-on nails because I have commitment issues. I can't keep stuff on my fingers for a long time. So what about, one, are you guys planning to invest in her business by purchasing these products? Why or why not? And I saw Anaya nod her head first, so I'm going to kick it to her. Why?
I definitely will because we're supporting Black business at the end of the day, and then it's Marsai Martin. I do look up to her, and I've been watching her since she was in the movie. What is it called? It's about the whirlpool. They go to Birmingham. The Washingtons go to Birmingham. I think that's the name of it. I don't know for sure. No, wait, she wasn't in that. Wait.
Oh Lord, Anaya.
No, since Blackish.
I've been watching her since
2014.
All right. So Diane on
Yes.
Blackish. Okay. All right.
Yeah. And then for cheer, we're not allowed to have nails or anything. So being able to have press on nails and being able to take them off when I need to do tryouts or practice or whatever, that's really good. And then I can't get acrylics. I'm scared to get acrylics. Oh my gosh. Because when I be going nail salon, they be messing up my cuticles. I be getting cut. So yeah, I can't. I'm scared. That drill, it's like the drill at the dentist. I can't do that. I
Oh,
can't.
you're so funny.
So yeah. Plus the designs are really cute, and I like the the little point. Yeah.
The stiletto nails.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Miss Adia, are you planning to invest?
I definitely want to support her. I do not wear press-on nails. I'm actually opposite from Anaya. I'll just go with my nails done like at a salon. Well, actually, I like to go to people that like aren't at the salon, like actual like just like nail techs from home to like support them too. But I would buy I know people who wear press-on nails, so I feel like when I get them presents now, I feel like I'll make it a thing to try to support her business and like buy from there. And buy like from a Black business. So yeah.
I think that's awesome. Now, Potato. I'm sorry, Jada.
Right. I'm not a person to press on nails, but I would love to support her because I love her so much. Like, I have been watching her, same as Anaya, since Blackish, when she was just that little girl with the glasses and the little gaps between her teeth. Just seeing her grow up in all the films that she's done and all the products that she's been making, like, it is so like inspirational. She is amazing, and she's a good actress too. I love every movie that she's in, every show that she's in. She got everything. That's all. I will support her. I'm not a person to press ons, but I will support her.
Well, I'm a press-on person, and I have not seen them, so I look forward. If she has some like really short ones, I would probably be inclined to invest in that because I love to help young people. And what I'm thinking is we have other things, other events that we do for BGSN, so that sounds like a good gift. So we'll see what we can do. We'll see. Samuel, we're coming right back to you since you have the most media today. What you got?
Okay. I'm going to go to my news article that I have. I cut it down to 1.
Oh, well, let's go.
Okay. See it? You see it?
We do.
Okay. Georgia sees a 40% increase in Black-owned businesses with an uptick from young entrepreneurs. Let's go. Back home, back here. Okay, I'm going to read some of the article, maybe like 4 paragraphs, maybe the whole one.
Okay.
There are about 300,000 Black businesses in the state employing more than 9,000 workers. Mm-hmm. According to a report from the U.S. Small Business Administration, many of them are based in the metro Atlanta area. The pandemic gave a chance for people to just take a pause and think about other ways they can earn a living. Terry Denson, Georgia District Director with the Small Business Administration, told 11 Alive, which is a local news station in Atlanta. Especially in the African American community, we are embracing more and more the idea of entrepreneurship as a primary career. I can keep going if time permits, but that's basically what I wanted to show.
Okay. So you wanted to talk about the Black-owned businesses in Atlanta and how they're exploding. Just so we are aware, 9 times out of 10, a lot of Black businesses are micro businesses, which means the only employee they have is the owner. And so to hear that people are jumping more into entrepreneurship, what do you think that's attributed to?
I think it's attributed to just encouragement and representation from seeing other Black business owners in Atlanta, because I think in Lithonia, I think there's a Black Wall Street where it's a big building with small businesses just all throughout the hallways and stuff where you can get stuff. I got something for my hand. I got some hand cream for myself, and my brother got some face washer from a store from there. So I think it's just like representation, and this is encouraging young business owners to pursue just their own business and become an entrepreneur.
Yeah, and I've seen like since the pandemic, you have a lot of people quitting the regular 9 to 5, right? Based on maybe the way that they were treated, the fact that they're not doing the things that they really love. For some reason, the pandemic has had people kind of rethink the way that they view the world, right? And here in Sacramento, we have something called the African Marketplace, which sounds a lot like what you were describing, Sam. And Anaya, I know you and your mama are frequent flyers over at the African Marketplace. Tell us why you guys tend to go there as opposed to maybe some other places.
We tend to go there because it's a Black business. At the end of the day, they sell stuff that's not at usual regular stores. I think the stuff is pretty affordable. It's nice. They just sell stuff that I've always wanted, but I've never been able to find. For example,
and she gonna put us on hold and say, "Hold on, see how Anaya did."
my mom got her some. Oh, I bought my mom some Sankofa earrings from there. Sankofa heart earrings. And she actually had that symbol at her wedding. So just being able to buy that for her made me feel really special. And yeah, they have hair bonnets there. I would bring one, but it's in my room. What else, Mom? She gonna go get it. What else do they have? They have like fans. My mom got this like wrap dress from there. And the stuff is like authentically made. And a lot of it is made by hand. And a lot of the other stuff is like imported from Africa. Here's one example. This is one I got. I think it's pretty big. I wear it every night.
It's a bonnet. We like bonnets. So, bonnets for the win.
Yeah, and I even wear it with my braids in. So I think I have about like me and Mom together. We have about 5 or 6 of these. It's just really exciting to be able to go there and support these vendors. Yeah, my mom said you see all Black people.
And tell your mama next time she gonna have to sit next to you because y'all look weird talking to each other off camera.
Miss Lawrence next. They also have the museum. The
Sojourner Truth Museum.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to Miss Shona McDaniel. Yes. Jada, you had your hand up.
I just wanted to show something like I got from there. It's for my hair. It's a hair oil to moisturize my scalp because I gotta pick it, and I can't pick it when my scalp is dry, or else it'll hurt real bad.
Okay, all right. Jada, you are also a frequent flyer over at the African Marketplace. We spent a lot of time there.
I am. We used to go all the time when I was younger, and I haven't gone back since, but I want to. I haven't been to the African market, but I do support a lot of Black businesses because I love supporting my people. One, sometimes they do be a little crazy with the prices though. I'll be like, I want to support y'all, but can y'all like knock the price down just a little bit so I can actually buy it? But no, I really like buying stuff from there. I think there's this is Black owned pop-up shop in Arden Mall that I always go to because they have dope necklaces and they have dresses fit for Black bodies. Cause I know, Fashion Nova or Forever 21, they got it for, not very curvy, it got to fit everywhere. And I think that they have a lot of dresses. They're really cute as well. And they have lashes and lip glosses, but I really go there for the necklaces. But I love supporting Black businesses. And nose cuffs. I love nose cuffs. I always get nose cuffs, specifically from Black owned businesses. I know there are a lot of Caucasian people who will make them. I'm good. I will take theirs because I want to support them and what they do. And yeah, but I really love Black owned businesses.
I thought you was gonna say it's the size of our noses that makes the difference, but I didn't hear that, so I'm gonna keep moving. Dee, supporting Black businesses. What say you?
Yeah, I think supporting Black businesses is really important. Because I remember I was reading like this study. I think it was from one of the books my brother read, but like the Black the black wealth, like I think it's like almost the same, like the percentage of black wealth people have owned, like I think like right after slavery and like now is like the percentage is basically the same, right? So I think when we're talking about creating black wealth and the black economy, we have to support each other in a sense. We have to start, buying from each other and circulating the black dollar more. So I think that's what black businesses allows us to do more, is really put money right back into our communities and right back to our own pockets.
Agreed. Samuel, do you have anything else that you want to share before we kick it to one of your co-hosts, or is that what you want to share this time? Okay.
I have two more. Okay, and they're both TV shows. So one, Blackish, like the person they were talking about that made I forgot her name. What's her name?
Marsai Martin.
Yes, Marsai Martin. She's in Blackish, and it's basically about a family, and it shows the dynamic of a black family and the authenticity of a black family, and they don't really hide.
And people might push back on that because they say the authenticity of what type of black family, right? Because again, a lot of folks are not, doctors and work in the entertainment industry and got all their kids, in private school. So I think that it does present a certain type of black family. But I think that when we have shows like that it's important to say we are not a monolith and that there are other types of black families as well. But go ahead and keep going, because I did not mean to cut you off. Because there's people who will watch that just like they did with the Cosby Show and say, oh, this is how black families are, and that is not typical, that a black father would be a doctor and the mother would be a lawyer. Not saying that it can't happen, but that is not the average black family. So go ahead, you're talking about Blackish, and then you said you had another one that you believe provides representation of black folks. And what was the other one?
It's called it's a TV show called Raising Dion, where it's basically a mother and her black son, and basically handling the grief of the death of his father, and as well him developing these new superpowers, which I like superhero shows, so I had to include it, and their dynamic and how she raises him and how to handle the situation where the father has died and how to deal with that with the young black boy. So I like it, and I like superhero shows. So
have you guys seen Raising Dion? I had a chance to check it. I thought it was pretty cool. And Dee hasn't seen it yet. We're gonna have to put Dee in front of a computer or a screen soon and just make her have a marathon of some of these stuff. Jada, you saw Raising Dion?
I did. I'm only on episode 1. I like it. I mean, I finished episode 1. I just haven't finished, went on, because I like it, but something about it, I just can't seem to want to continue. Y'all have to give me a reason. I mean, Michael B. Jordan is a reason, but another reason.
On there? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, he's the dead dad.
Listen though, so I'm sitting up here I'm looking at the chat and I'm like, Michael B. Jordan. Wait, I missed that.
Yeah, he's the dead dad.
He's the dad.
Yeah.
I missed it. I need to go rewatch it then. Okay, so Michael B. Jordan. Anything else? Any other reason? Melissa, you saw Raising Dion. What do you think?
Yeah, me and my little sister Maya, we really like the show. We rewatched it a bunch of times. I like it because they handle some race issues in it. There's one point where Dion, the little black boy, like Sam said, he has superpowers, and so he has his dad, because his dad is dead. He has a watch that his dad gave him that he likes, and it helps him center himself. Kind of, it's almost like his meditation piece. It helps him center himself and kind of focus on not using. He's out of control with his power, so it helps him center himself. And a little white boy comes and steals it from him. He says he's gonna do a magic trick, but he takes it and doesn't give it back. And so Dion, the little black
boy, sound like Elvis
is,
to me.
and so he's mad, and the white principal comes out and is like, they're arguing or something happens, and the white principal comes out and is like talking to Dion and is rude and is like, oh, you did this, why are you bullying him? When Dion is explaining, he took my watch and I'm asking for it back. And so then the mom comes onto campus, and there's also a black teacher, and so they're defending Dion, and the white principal in the end makes Dion stay like an hour after school. He doesn't suspend him, but he still makes him and not the white boy stay after school. And so then the mom's sister is like, you need to have the race talk with him. You need to tell him what's going on and why he's being treated this way. So she ends up doing that. And so I like it because it is fictional, but it also handles some real issues.
And I think that that's the thing. We have to kind of walk a really fine line with kind of integrating the fantasy with the reality, right? Because it could be very, very heavy week in and week out. So we're gonna keep it moving because we have a couple more things to get to. Miss Didi, this was your selection, so y'all check this one out.
I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint?
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. dreamt that dream for us. Futures forward in our thinking and living is a must. Hate and discrimination can no longer live within us. In the highest work we trust. Giving our all in this fight, for we refuse to let injustice live among us. Futures forward for us.
Number one in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody.
We trust our children will look past skin tones and zip codes, denounce hate and have faith to embrace all human love shown. Even though some days change seems far away, together there is a brighter day. Let's stop looking back. I know righteousness and love are under attack. Futures forward, cause look how far we come, we don't have to look back. We wave to the haters cause collective possibility they lack. Your energy is a reflection of the work you put in. I know the pressure is mounting, but don't give in. Push, pull, move forward, find strength from deep within. Futures forward, because what are our children going to look forward to when we know there's still a tremendous amount of work to be done? Futures forward for all the daughters and all the sons. I know change can be hard to embrace too, but what does the caterpillar do inside of the cocoon? It manifests into something so beautiful, just like you.
Don't be ashamed of your biological features. Somehow you must be able to say in your own lives and really believe it, I am black but beautiful.
Futures forward for us. It's up to you to continue to push through because we need you. In these schools, at the university, our invaluable essential workers and those continuing to show up in the healthcare industry. We must show each other more love in our community. We have to fight for our right to fly like our beloved Sacramento Kings. Just think all we can be with love as our primary philosophy. Fighting for our future will take all collective possibility.
All right. So if you want to see the whole poem, please check Miss Patrice out on the social media platforms. That was a piece that she did in collaboration with the Sacramento Kings. Shout out to my homie Patrice, man. She did that. So Didi, that was your clip. So tell us why you wanted to share that piece of art with us.
Yeah, I just wanted to show that because I feel like a lot of times, we can get caught up in like injustice, right? Or like, discrimination or whatever it may be. But I feel like this poem was really just like, through all that, we have resilience. Through all that, we have optimism. Through all that, we are still going to be, future forward, and that we're all a part in making change. So I thought that was really powerful. I thought it was really important. And I thought it's really also like something we should all hold near and dear to us as we move forward, to not just talk about the past, but also talk about the future and how we're going to make it possible.
That's dope. And Melissa, as the poem was going on, I was looking at you and you just had this smile on your face. Talk to me about what you were seeing.
I love Patrice Hill, and I like writing poetry also, kind of about the same things that she writes about my experience being Black, the things that I've seen, how I feel. And so I like that poem, kind of like how Dee Dee said, it's showing that we are still resilient. We've been through all of these things, but we still come through and we still show up. And I feel like that representation for those people who are still being strong through all of these things is really important.
Jada.
I love hearing poetry. It's not just Patrice Hill, but I think we also had another person. Was she a part of BYOB boot camp? I feel like her name was like super familiar. Yes, she was. I love taking her class. I love writing for free time, for inspiration, et cetera, et cetera. It's a way for me to kind of, find, it's a way where I can feel unapologetically me. And I really love that piece. And I appreciate poetry, and I appreciated her poetry. I like it.
Samuel, who done bent over off the frame.
Okay, I enjoy poetry because it's just how it flows. It's just very comfortable. But to the message about the poem, I think it's very true and just indebted in basically saying we will never give up, and no matter how much you try to beat us down and demoralize us, we will never succumb to the pressure of the outside world of racism, because we have to think of future generations and not just about ourselves.
Yeah. Anaya?
Yeah, I really like the piece, and it just reminded me of like we shall overcome. Like no matter what the world has thrown at us, we're always gonna overcome. We're always gonna come out stronger than before. And I really like how they had like the statue of him and the dancer. And I like how it was in black and white. It's just really cool to me how like videos in black and white makes me. I feel like it makes me focus on them more because there's not a lot of videos that I watch that are in black and white, or like pictures that I see. So it's like focus, and it makes, in my opinion, the message stronger. Because if it's like darker colors, then the message is louder to me. That's how I feel.
Gotcha. And what I took away from it is she was talking about it's going to be our collective work as a community of how that's going to determine how we push forward, right? It's not just on one person, it's a collective uplift type of message. I love Patrice. If you want to hear the whole poem, you can find her on Instagram at Love Patrice Hill. I will try to repost it on our social media so folks can really take a look at it, because not only is she a dynamic poet herself, she also is the director of Sacramento Area Youth Speaks, and she goes around to different schools and she facilitates writing workshops to help them get their feelings out of them and onto paper. So I just want to just send a shout out to my homegirl, man. That's dope. I love it. Samuel, you have any more that you want to share? Because it looks like you're still up on my screen.
The article I had to cut, I can read that since we still have time. So
okay,
I'll share my screen real quick.
All right. So while he's pulling that up, welcome to everybody in the chat. We are talking about When I See Me, representation in different forms of media. So far, we've gone through poems, we've gone through how they see themselves on the screen, we've gone through different lines that are out here available for folks to purchase. And so now we're talking about Kindness Can Change a Nation. What's this, Sam?
Oh, so it's basically like it's a piece about this Black boy, and he's speaking about racial injustice and basically how kindness can change a nation.
Mm-hmm.
Or can kindness? It's kind of a question. Can kindness?
Oh, it's a can. Oh, okay. It's a question.
Okay, I'm gonna read it. At the height of the pandemic, amid coronavirus fears and a racial reckoning dominating the news in the summer of 2020, Orion Jean, now 11, posted a simple question: How can kindness change a nation? With encouragement from his teacher at the time, Gene entered a speech contest where he spoke about kindness. He not only challenged himself to deliver such a passionate message, but he also challenged his community of Mansfield, Texas. You can only drive up bake sale and donate the proceeds to a local food bank. You could send a letter to an essential worker thanking them for their hard work, Gene said during the kindness speech. The way that COVID affected the economy and caused many people to get laid off from their jobs, I knew I wanted to do something to spread a little joy and brighten somebody's day. That's basically
Okay.
what I wanted to share.
How can kindness change a nation? So what do y'all think? Is kindness all something that we can do to change this nation? What do you think? I think we've been pretty kind. We ain't really toe up nothing like we should have based on how they've been treated. But go ahead, Jada. How can kindness change a nation?
I do believe kindness can change a nation, but at what point does our kindness get mistaken for what do you call it?
Weakness?
Yes, weakness, someone who wouldn't take action, someone who's just like, I don't want to start anything, so can you just listen to us, just hear us? Nah, sometimes we have to take that aggressive approach because we're tired of our voices being like, if we're super kind, we're like, yeah, we'll get to it. But as soon as we're like, hey, y'all need to fix this now, it's like, okay, wait a minute, guys, calm down. What happened to we need to start getting aggressive. I feel like we have been way too kind and way too I think that stuff is over. We have used our voices. We have used our kindness. But now it's time for y'all to take action because we are sick and tired of you guys running over us. But I do agree with the article. I believe kindness can change a nation. But let's not forget that sometimes aggressiveness and speaking to somebody assertively can also change a nation because that's definitely what we should be doing.
Samuel?
Kindness can change a nation to a certain point because there's a certain point where kindness is not just enough to change a nation as a whole. You need action and a little bit of aggressiveness, and you need to know your enemy's playbook as well.
Yeah.
That's why I try to invest something in politics and try to understand it. Because if you don't understand politics, then you don't understand a country. Because you have to control the politics of a country to control a country as a whole.
You speaking my language, Sam. You speaking my language. Come on, Didi.
First of all, Sam, just say how old are you, Sam? I just feel like you're so young, but I feel like I always think you're older because of how you talk. But anyway.
11.
Wow. Okay. You just all right. Anyway, no, yeah, I think kindness can change a nation. I think we could also look at it on the flip side, right? Of these people doing these acts of hatred, right? And these acts of terrorism and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, you could argue if they were kind, I mean, it wouldn't happen, but it's also your oppressor can't just be kind to you. There also needs to be structural changes. There needs to be action, like we're saying. And I feel even Black people just being assertive is kind. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you know what I mean? Black people could do a lot worse from what has been done to us, right? So I feel like Black
100%.
people historically have always acted in kindness for how much they have gone through and how much has been committed on them and how much violence has been done on the people. So yeah, that's what I know. That's kind of all over the place, but that's kind of I think I was also
I followed you. I followed you all the way. Melissa, kindness. What you think?
I think kindness can change a nation, and I'm wondering if that boy was talking to us or talking to the people who have not historically been kind. Because everyone has said, we have been kind, and look where it's gotten us. We've made some progress, but more needs to be done. I'm wondering if maybe he wasn't talking to us, but like I said, talking to the people who historically have not been kind and have put us in the position we're in.
Yeah, Anaya?
So I do agree with what Sam said, kindness can change a nation to a certain extent. And also to piggyback off of what Jada said, you need to take more affirmative action to make sure things get done instead of just, because I feel like they can take kindness as weakness and as showing like, oh, we're not going to step to this plate, we're just going to stay back, and just ask you for things and then wait till you do it. No, like I think being kind to people has an effect on how you're treated in the end, but I don't think that that's going to change the nation, because we do definitely need to take action. Like being kind to the oppressor is just going to get us oppressed more. I feel like if you're not taking that action needed, then you may end up not getting as far as you want to get.
Right.
Now,
And go ahead, Jada.
in the article, it did seem as though, being, kindness can change a nation when it comes to like our community, being kind to our community, supporting those businesses, reaching out to people who need help, et cetera, et cetera. So I do believe in that, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that's what the article was. He was helping out his community, the ones who were in need, the one who had just lost their jobs, the one, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, when it comes to this racial issue that we got going on in this country, assertiveness is what needs to be done, because kindness has been walked all over more times than I can count. So.
And I hear y'all. I mean, I think kindness that is not reciprocated and is only one-sided becomes a burden. I believe that, the biggest act of kindness anyone in this country can give us is reparations, and I'm waiting for that. I want you to be real kind, real kind. So look, we only got a couple more minutes, not a couple, about 10 minutes, and I wanted to put this out here because I've been waiting. Oh, no, it's Anaya. Anaya, you have something you want to share?
Yes, so I have a painting, and my cousin painted this painting. It was commissioned. It was a commissioned painting. My mom surprised me when we went to where he lives, and he lives in the loft, and it's also where he sells his paintings. It's his like side job and everything. But it is this.
Girl, bring the painting to you. So why are you talking about it? Let me see.
This painting.
Oh, I love it.
Of me in my cheer uniform. He does a bunch of these paintings that looks just like this, but he made this one especially for me. And it has little diamonds, and glitter and stuff. Those are the shoes. And I also have a pink one that looks just like this. And then he just posted a purple one too. I want to get that one, but I don't need 3 of the same paintings.
Okay, so you need to tell us his name. What is his name?
Okay, his name is Christopher Pilkington. I also can tell his Instagram.
Yes, and then you can actually add it in the chat where the comments are coming through. Put his Instagram in there so we can all go and see his fabulous work. That is beautiful. I love it. I love the Afro puffs that look like pom-poms. I love the little cheer outfit. Ask him why he got you standing like that, though.
I don't know. This is how all of his paintings are, or the ones made like this at least. And then there's another one. I'm not going to get it down because it's my mom's, and I don't want to move her stuff without her permission.
Okay, we don't want you to do that.
It's another one. I have a picture of it though on my phone. This is what it looks like, and it's in our family room, and it's basically just. It reminds me of an African warrior. He has paint on his face. He has a feather in his hair. He has the earrings going on. I think it's really cool. And also has his little initial at the bottom too. So
that's the same artist, Christopher. Pilkington. What'd you say?
Yes.
Say his name? Pilkington.
Christopher. Okay. Yes, I'll put his thing. But this represents me, and that made me super happy. I got the pink one just like this first, and then we walked in. And my mom was like, oh, it looks like your uniform. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like, who else goes to the same school as me who wanted that painting? And then she surprised me. And then I ended up crying happy tears because I was just so happy to get it. And she was like, pose by it. And then she was like, take it off the wall. And I was like, I'm not going to touch somebody's painting. And then he was like, you can have it. And I was like, oh, shoot. Awesome. So, yeah, that's what my cousin did. I really appreciate that. And I love it.
All right. Shout out to cousin. All right, cousin. We're going to have to get one with BYOP's logo on it. I'm just saying. We're going to have to get that. We're going to commission that. And then, you know what? We have a few minutes left, so I'm going to play my clip. Check it out.
So, mind you, that's 5 months after we started dating that he had a ring on layaway. Did you know you were going to propose on Christmas Eve?
I knew I was going to propose when I got it off layaway.
You are my
Like, you know, you lose a dog or a kitten, and you looking around like she's looking a little lost, and then when she see me, she looks so happy.
We were hanging out a lot, and we went to church.
I just knew she was the one for me. I knew it.
After church, we went to brunch.
I didn't feel like I had to do anything other than just be myself.
And then after brunch, we went to the movies. This is right with me. Then after Mad Max, we went to dinner, and I was like, I have spent legit all day with this dude.
If I'm gonna live with somebody, this is gonna be it.
You don't have to question it. I never questioned my choice.
Oh my! Alicia, can you come to the front, please? And I'm like, what the hell did he do?
The flight attendant takes the intercom, and I'm starting to realize, oh, this is happening right now on the plane.
I was on cloud nine, as soon as I said I do, and the trepidation was, when is this going to wear off?
She had these things in her mind that she wanted me to do, and I just was like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to do those things.
Everything was fine, and then it changed.
You need to be strong enough to open up and be able to collapse and cry onto someone and let them help you feel better.
You just have to be there with somebody to go through it.
Not just loving him the way I want to love him, I have to learn how to love him the way he receives love.
Being able to be transparent and very vulnerable in front of her and tell her that I'm not having a good day. She had to be able to say, it's okay to feel that way.
But I'm so privileged to experience love this rich.
You are the most important thing to me in my life.
You are my life. As long as I got you, I can do anything.
I will marry you all over again.
You may kiss your bride.
Life's gonna be crazy anyway. I wanna do it with you. Stay love.
I absolutely love this show. Shout out to Kariga and Felicia from Soul Development, which are part of our extended family here at BYLP, for being so vulnerable on the show and just letting us get a glimpse of how love transforms a relationship. If you've never seen this show, you can go on YouTube. It has all the episodes. You can download the app, the Black Love app. Shout out to Tommy and his wife who produced this show to really highlight Black couples. I believe it's the representation that we have been seeing, and there's such a diversity of relationships in different stages and dealing with loss and love and anxiety and stress and the stressors of life, and then to just put it together in such a beautiful kind of way or on a beautiful platform. It just makes me happy. So that was my choice. Have you guys ever seen this show, and what did you think? And Anaya, I saw you shaking your head. Talk to me about it.
I think I've seen a few clips here and there, and probably my parents watching it. I think it's really cool because it showed all the different skin colors of Black people, and then it showed the two women who were together. It's just amazing representation all around. And they were talking about how he put the ring on layaway, 4 months of dating, and then it all of a sudden
real.
It got and I was like, oh my gosh, and then all of a sudden it was it got all sad, and I was like, oh, and then it showed them being vulnerable and being able to be there for one another, and I think that's a great example of how Black love should be. Yeah, love in general, but Black love, we need, especially us young people, we need to know how to love and how to receive love, especially in this day and age. I think that's really important.
Miss Jada, I saw you put your hand up.
I love the show. I love the authenticity. I love the vulnerability. It's not no cover up, gloss stuff. Oh, everything is fine. Everything's perfect. We just love each other. It's love at first sight. It was they've been through the hardships. They've been through this. They've been through that. But in the end, they worked through them. They're together. They're happy, and I love that. And I love the Black love. I don't know. You don't understand how many media I see about, it's just this basic, white love. It's just so basic to me. I love authenticity. I love vulnerability. I love that stuff because it's the real deal. You can actually kind of some people who are watching the show could actually kind of see themselves in some of the people who are talking about their love, or man, I've been through that. How do you get through that? And then they talk about real relationship issues, and it's specifically for Black people. That's what I love about it. It's not for the whole audience. This is Black love. if you want to understand Black love, here is the show for you. Like, that's what I love about it.
Didi, have you seen it before?
My mom has watched it, I think, and like so I've kind of seen it like here and there, but I haven't like sat down and like watched it. But I think one thing I also like other than what everybody else has said, is just I feel like usually like Black love on like TV shows and stuff like that is always like a light-skinned woman and then like a darker skinned man. And I feel like it's so important just like to really see like the spectrum, I guess, so to say, because like to not just be like I feel like even like a lot of the like I guess like Black shows like growing up, it was always like a light-skinned mom and like a dark-skinned dad type thing. And I feel like it's important I really like this show because it doesn't just show that, which I feel like is what we usually see in a lot of media.
Melissa.
Yeah, I haven't seen the show, but I've seen like clips of it. I think like Anaya was saying, but I like the how authentic it is, and I feel like Black love is different for every Black family, and I feel like that show would show that. And even going back to Blackish and kind of how some people were saying it may not be as authentic, I feel like it's authentic to the people who it applies to. It isn't authentic to everyone because not everyone can relate to this show. Not everyone can relate to Blackish. So I feel like, the people who are wondering if, you're too white, don't live in the right neighborhood, too whitewashed to be considered Black, I feel like that's representation for that. So bringing it back, to Black love, I feel like that was a really good representation of a whole bunch of difference. It was a spectrum that a whole bunch of people can relate to, and I thought it was really nice.
Samuel.
This is my first time hearing of the show. Like, I haven't really heard of it. This is my first time seeing the trailer. Seems interesting. Seems like something my mom would watch. I'm surprised she hasn't watched it yet.
She probably has.
Maybe I just haven't noticed.
Maybe we'll have to ask her.
Yeah.
So look, we've run out of time, but I quickly just want to say this is the importance of telling our own stories, right? You have this show that is from a husband and wife team. They go around and talk to other Black couples about their experiences. They delve into a whole bunch of different types of issues that relationships can encounter. But I think what it does most importantly is it kind of disrupts those stereotypes that are applied to Black families, like the father's not in the home, the mother's a single mother, they don't love each other, the woman is always bitter and upset because she can't find a man. This blows all that out the water. And so I love the show. If you have not seen it, please check it out. Adults can check it out. I mean, some of the subject matter probably I mean, you could watch it, but some of the subject matter really does apply to adults and in their adult relationships. But again, shout out to Kariga and Felicia, because their episode, I promise you, I sat there and cried with them the whole time, because hearing about their loss and how they've comforted each other through it was really something that resonated with me. But okay, we've run out of time. Thank you for joining us for When I See Me. Sam, do you have your hand up, or are you just saying bye? What you doing?
I'm just saying bye.
Oh, okay. Sam was just saying bye. So we will be back for our last episode of Black History Month. We are Black History, I believe. And so we're going to figure out what that means to us, and we're going to bring it to present a whole nother show next week. Thank you for being so present during our whole series on Black History Month. It's been a blast, and so hopefully we'll have one more in us and some exciting content for you next week. Make sure you join us right here at 4 o'clock PST on YouTube and Facebook. And with that, we're going to hit you with the wave, and we're going to see you next week. We'll check you out. Oh, Sam said whatever he's doing, whatever. Okay. All right, Sam. Yep.